All right, so we're entering week 6, and many believe your Detroit Lions are the best team in the NFL.
You are Locked On Lions, your daily Detroit Lions podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
We got ourselves a Wednesday edition, everybody, of Locked On Lions right here in the Locked On Podcast Network. Indeed, your team every single day. Matt Dery with you. Been with you since 2016, bringing you daily Lions content right here on this very program, Monday through Friday, shows on Sundays after games, and Mondays after games. Whenever the Lions are playing, we are with you. We thank you for being with us, making us your first listen, checking us out wherever you get your podcasts. Tomorrow, Locked On Crossover Edition. We will talk to Chiefs host Chris Clark from Locked On Chiefs tomorrow on the program as the Lions get set to face Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, the whole Kansas City crew, the defending AFC champs from Arrowhead for Sunday Night Football. Locked On Lions today brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can bet just $5. And if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. Thanks to our everydayers that are out there that watch the podcast on our Locked On Lions YouTube channel, or check us out again, Apple, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcast. I apologize. I'm not sure what happened to yesterday's audio. Was skipping a bit, but I'm going to take a look at that and try to fix that for today. But appreciate all of you being with us. And again, we'll talk to Chris Clark tomorrow. A lot to get to today. It is Wednesday. The Lions are 4-1. Big game coming up against the 2-3 Chiefs on Sunday night. Herd hierarchy, ESPN.com. A lot of them have the Lions atop their power rankings. We got roster moves we got to get to. Khalil Dorsey going on IR. A legend is back. We'll get into that. A couple of injury concerns. We'll discuss those coming up momentarily, and we will do a call of the day. If you want to be our call of the day, leave us a voicemail. I had a lot of good ones today. We had to choose one. But we had a call of the day today that we chose from speakpipe.com/Dery, Dery podcast page. Leave us a voicemail right there at that website, and we will play our call of the day. We'll do another one on Friday as we get ready for the Lions and the Chiefs. But all right, I love talking about this football team daily and how well they're playing right now. Let's be honest. They're playing extremely well. They've won 4 in a row. All right, they've got the number 1 scoring offense in the NFL. They are second in the league in sacks. Yes, the team that had no edge rushers. Oh, my God, what are we going to do with an edge rusher opposite of Aiden Hutchinson? Blah, blah, blah. And Hutch is balling out. He's playing great. But so is Al-Qadim Muhammad. So is Trevor Nowaski's getting to the quarterback. Other guys are contributing. The Lions are second in the league in sacks, and they're third in takeaways, which is pretty sweet. Got to take the ball away from the other team. Short field, score touchdowns, and win games. And the Lions have won their last 4. On the Colin Cowherd, let's start with Colin Cowherd on FS1. Our guy, Nathan Litke, I like to refer to him as the executive producer. He is a everydayer. He's a good friend. He and his brother Brandon, Rainey, the whole Litke crew. Love them. Erica. Nathan sent me the herd hierarchy segment from yesterday from FS1 and Fox. And Colin has from 10 down to 1 is his top 10 teams. Colts at 10, Rams at 9, Niners at 8, Bills at 7, Packers at 6, Chiefs 5, despite being 2-3, Philly at 4, Denver at 3, Tampa Bay at number 2, and your Detroit Lions, number 1 on the herd hierarchy. Pretty sweet. ESPN power rankings have come out again today. From 10 to 1 on that list, Chiefs at 10, Broncos at 9, Rams at 8, Packers at 7, Niners, 4-1 Niners at 6. How about the Colts? Shane Steichen's club, 4-1 and top 5. Jace Dery's Colts. Tampa Bay Bucks, 4-1 at number 4. Brian Gottlieb's Colts. Philadelphia Eagles at number 3 at 4-1. Buffalo Bills coming in at number 2 at 4-1. And the Lions, who were third last week in the ESPN Power Rankings have moved up to number 1 now that both the Eagles and Bills lost. And the Lions are first in the Power Rankings. I cannot tell you that I disagree with any of this. Look, if Buffalo would have beaten the Patriots last week, of course the Bills would be number 1. They'd be 5-0, but they didn't. All right, and a lot of these rankings are based on timing. If the Lions lose this week to the Chiefs, the Lions won't be number 1 again. But right here, right now, winning 4 in a row, the Lions do, capital D, capital O, Lions do look like the best team in the NFL. And here's what else the Lions are doing very well, despite, and they're doing well at rushing the passer. They're doing well in the secondary for the most part. You know, Terry Arnold, we've talked about ad nauseum. And by the way, Dan Campbell said, yes, the second opinion news was good, but they still don't know how long he's going to be out. You know what the Lions are doing very well? They take care of the football. I know Jared Goff got strip sacked this past week and fumbled. But other than that, when was the last time Goff threw an interception? When was the last time Goff was just pressured a whole game? And there were 4 sacks this week, and the 2 that Gio Manu gave up were bad. But for the most part, they're keeping their quarterback clean, and they're taking care of the football. One of the reasons why that Bengals game was as close as it was because of the fumble. But the Lions are taking the ball away a lot more than they're giving it away. And they're well coached. That's the other thing about this team. We talk so much about Ben Johnson's absence and Aaron Glenn's absence at the start of the year. What are they going to do with a rookie defensive coordinator, Calvin Shepard, and a guy in John Morton that hadn't called plays at the NFL level since he was with the Jets for 1 year as an OC in 2017. Yet you look at how watch the receivers and how they block down the field and see what Scotty Montgomery is doing as receivers coach when he came over from running backs coach. Watch how the offensive line gels, even with guys hurt, even with guys new under Hank Fraley, right? The defensive line, the linebacking, the staff is good. And they've had turnover and they've had guys leave. And yet they're well drilled. They're well schooled. The Lions were terrible in week 1. They were ill prepared. Everybody, front office, coaching staff, players, everybody failed the first week. But for the last 4 weeks, this is a high-flying offense. They've gotten short fields because the defense is taking the ball away, and they've been very, very good at that. And guys are stepping up and playing well. Lions have good depth, too. Right? Linebackers go. When Zach Cunningham, I know he's been hurt the last couple of weeks, when he's had to come in and play linebacker, he's played pretty well. And the cornerback depth will be tested this Sunday night because you're not going to have Khalil Dorsey. You're not going to have Terry Arnold. You're not going to have DJ Reed. You're going to have to play guys like Trey Flowers and Rock Ya-Sin and Avonte Maddox, and that could be a problem. But with the way the guys up front are playing and how they're getting into the backfield and they're harassing the quarterback, it's making up for it. All right. I don't have a prediction yet on this game. I know that it opened up as a 1.5 point spread for Kansas City. It's now up to 2.5 as the Chiefs are favored. But man, the Lions are playing well. And this is going to be a big test these next 2 games. Chiefs, Sunday Night Football there, home, Monday Night Football against Tampa Bay. And by the way, I will be going to that game. One of our everydayers, Matt Cunningham, is giving me his tickets. Thank you, Matt, so much. Matt goes to every game at Ford Field. He's a huge Michigan fan as well. He's tailgating down in Ann Arbor last weekend. But Matt can't make next Monday's game, and I'm getting to go. And Matthew, thank you so much, brother. One of our everyday listeners. All right. Coming up next, some moves have been made by the Lions on their roster today. And that includes one of the GOATs is back, and he might be playing a lot this week. Might be. No guarantees, but I'm going to explain that coming up next right here on Locked On Lions. And as we told you, Locked On Lions for today, brought to you by our friends at FanDuel. The NFL season is here and in full swing. FanDuel has an offer you do not want to miss. Right now, new customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. That's right. Pick a bet, put down $5. And if it hits, you'll unlock $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. Why do you love FanDuel? Well, for many of you, it gives you so many different ways to play. You can build parlays. You can try player props, even follow the live lines during games. It makes watching football even more exciting when you've got a little something riding on all of the action. Whether you're a casual fan or love diving into the stats, let me give you some stats. FanDuel makes the game day experience so much better. So what are you waiting for? Visit FanDuel.com to download the FanDuel app today and get started. Matt Dery back with you. If you missed Bradford Banta yesterday, the former Lion long snapper, backup tight end, assistant coach, now a part of the Locked On Lions squad show, joined us yesterday, gave us some great insight on where he thinks this team is heading as they sit at 4-1. Big game Sunday night, against the Chiefs on NBC. Our guy Mike Tirico, Chris Collinsworth, Melissa Stark on the call for the Sunday nighter. That crew always does a great job this coming weekend for Detroit and Kansas City. All right, some roster moves have been made today. And as Dan Campbell explained to the media this morning, Khalil Dorsey is a bad wrist and is going to be placed and has been placed on injured reserve. So that means DJ Reed is out a few more weeks at least. And now Khalil Dorsey has to miss at least 4 games. This was a guy that was going to get an opportunity. And now is not due to the wrist injury. He had a concussion a couple of weeks ago that injured his wrist. Now he is going to be out for a few weeks. Dorsey out. Arthur Mollett is in, the former nickel corner with the Baltimore Ravens, who's been around a long time, 32 years old, 5'10", more just a slot and nickel corner, played the last 2 years for the Ravens, was in New Orleans years ago, 2019, 2020, when Dan Campbell was there. Arthur Mollett has been signed to the practice squad. He was cut by the Texans, didn't make their roster for final cuts in late August, early September, and has been out of a job, worked out for the Lions, and Mollett has been signed. So he's not necessarily definitely going to be elevated this week. We'll see. Trey Flowers was elevated last week. You've got Eric Hallett from the practice squad, Nick Whiteside. Lions have some depth, some young pieces there. The question is, who is going to be elevated to take Dorsey and Terrion Arnold's spot this week? I don't see Terrion Arnold playing. I don't see that as a possibility this week. But again, Dan Campbell said today, yes, they got good news on a second opinion on Terrion's shoulder injury, but no, there's no timeline as of yet. And a cool thing that Terrion said today, he spoke about it too, and said he's not sure of when he's coming back. But he said that Dan Campbell has just been so supportive and has been on top of the injury and been there for him, and a guy that Terrion could go talk to. Apparently they had some talks about team doctors and seeing other doctors and everything else. And Arnold made it a point today to say, look, this guy is he's such a great guy to talk to, and I appreciate him. And he's been so on top of things. And then that's part of coaching. There are certain coaches that are so great at X's and O's, so great at game planning, and just relentless when it comes to studying the game and knowing the game. But if you're not a people person and you don't rally a room and the locker room laughs at you, or the locker room doesn't respect you, it's going to be a poor culture, and there's not going to be a lot of winning involved. Rarely do you get these players that win in spite of a coach. So Dan Campbell knows what's up when it comes to how he treats his players. All right, so for now, Mollett on the practice squad, Dorsey to IR. That opened up a roster spot today, and that's right. All you Dan Skipper fans, deep breath, rejoice. He's back. The legendary backup tackle who had a knee injury earlier in the year during preseason, started the year on the practice squad, has been elevated to the active roster. So big Skip, number 70, is back. Biggest question now is, will he start over Giovanni Manu this weekend? Chris Jones coming off that edge for the Chiefs. Karlaftis. Chiefs have some guys that can get to the quarterback. Giovanni Manu was the lowest rated Lion on offense this past week, according to PFF. And a lot of people have written stories about they've watched the film and it wasn't as bad. Look, he gave up a couple of really bad sacks in that game. You wonder if he's just not ready and the Lions kind of push him back to a backup role. Elevate Skipper, who you know is going to give you a professional performance, is going to do the little things. He's just solid. He's just solid. You wonder if Dan Skipper will be back at left tackle this weekend against Kansas City. Dan Campbell was asked if there was any chance that Penei Sewell could move back to left tackle if Taylor Decker over to left tackle, if Taylor Decker couldn't play this week. And Campbell said, probably not. They've got Devin Cochran, who played some for the Bengals. They've got Manu. They've now got Skipper. I think they're going to try to give Manu every opportunity here, if Taylor Decker can't play, to play more and improve. Now, as far as Taylor Decker, he spoke to Dave Burkett of the Free Press this afternoon and feels like he's close to getting back onto the field. All right, Decker's been bothered by a sore shoulder. You look up and you go, who's the senior most guy on this team? It's Taylor Decker. He's been here the longest. He's seen everything. He's really important. And we never talk about him. Like last Sunday, it's like, all right, Decker didn't practice all week, shoulders flaring up a little bit. Dan Campbell's like, we can't afford to lose him long-term, so we got to sit him out a couple of games. And I think they knew it at the beginning of last week that he wasn't going to play against the Bengals. Cincinnati is not a good team. It's not an NFC game. It's not a division game. And I think they wanted to let Decker rest. Now he's saying and telling Burkett, I'm close to coming back. They're not sure if he's going to play or not. But don't underestimate how important one of the Lions' offensive captains, a guy that's been a left tackle for this team for years, don't underestimate how important he is to the team. Yes, last year he made his first Pro Bowl. He was an alternate and then got elevated to participate. And it was the first time he had ever made the Pro Bowl. He's not Penei Sewell. Penei Sewell is a special, special talent. He's arguably the best tackle, right, left, whatever in the game. But Taylor Decker is really solid, really good. You wonder how much gas is left in that tank, especially after seeing his own teammate Frank Ragnow retire. But Decker's been bothered all year by this shoulder, and you hope he's out there Sunday night against Kansas City. Also today, an injury concern with Amon St. Brown. Did not practice, injured his wrist in a game on Sunday in Cincinnati, and did not practice today. We could talk about MVPs and most valuables and most important and who can't you afford to lose. And obviously, Jared Goff is at the top of the list. At the top of the list. He is playing immensely good football. And you want your veteran quarterback, your star quarterback on the field. But let me tell you something. St. Brown is so good. He's so good. And 3rd and 8, you need a big play. You need that first down. 2nd and long, you got to get out of dodge. You need somebody to make a play. St. Brown just does so much. And I know people talk about Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase, and they talk about the high-level receivers that are out there in this league. Amon-Ra St. Brown is right up there, right up there. He is just so good. And if he can't play this week, and again, it's Wednesday, long way to go. Maybe it's just precautionary, but he did not practice today with a sore wrist. You got to have number 14 on the field. He is spectacular, unbelievable player, and must be on the field for this team to have success. He has just been incredible week after week, and a elite wide receiver. I know he's not big and I know he's not 6'3". All right. I know he wasn't drafted in the first round. Doesn't have the size or speed that Jefferson or Chase have, or any of these others that you put at the top of the list. Man, is he good. So hopefully that wrist injury is nothing major, and we will get Amon-Ra St. Brown on the field this coming weekend. Again, tomorrow, Locked On crossover with Chiefs host Chris Clark, right here on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. We have a call of the day. We'll do that coming up next.
I'm Cody Rourke from Locked On Broncos, and this episode is brought to you by Peloton. Peloton is shaping the future of fitness with the brand new Peloton Cross-Training Tread Plus, powered by Peloton IQ. This is Peloton's most advanced equipment yet, giving you real-time guidance and endless ways to move, whether you're running, lifting, or you're cross-training with your favorite instructors like Alex Toussaint. It's training reimagined to make your workout more personal. Peloton is built for breakthroughs with features that help you plan, stay motivated, and hit peak performance. You can let yourself run, lift, flex, and go while Peloton handles all the rest. Plus, Peloton IQ provides real-time strength coaching, tracking your progress and suggesting weights that challenge you so you can get stronger. Plus, the new movement tracking camera, it counts your reps and corrects your form in real time, making sure every rep is safer and smarter. So let yourself run, lift, flex, push, and go. Explore the new Peloton Cross-Training Tread Plus at onepeloton.com.
All right, thank you for making Locked On Lions your first listen of the day. The NFL season is here. For your second listen, get a double dose of the Locked On NFL podcast. Tyler the Madman Rowland gives you a shot of espresso to start your football day, while my main man, T-Wig, Tony Wiggins, takes you into the barbershop for the smoothest breakdowns to end the day. I am so happy for Tony. The Jaguars are winning. He's the host of Locked On Jags too. Good stuff, Tony. Find Locked On NFL on YouTube or wherever you listen to podcasts. All right, it is time now for our call of the day. We hear from one of our everyday listeners. You guys chime in. I love hearing from the listeners. I know you guys are out there. I appreciate your support of the show. I know I have a long list of everydayers that hit me up, whether it's on LinkedIn, whether it's on Twitter or anywhere, Facebook. I got to probably list off a bunch soon. I will do that. I promise. But one of our everydayers chimed in today for our call of the day. Again, you want to be our call of the day, go to speakpipe.com. That is speakpipe.com/Dery. Podcast page. Todd Bredden, I hope I pronounced that right, Todd, checked in as today's call of the day. Let's take a listen.
Hey, Matt. It's Todd from Clarkston, Michigan. Daily listener for sure for like 4 years now. And by the way, thanks for having a personality and somehow coming up with content on the off season. I don't know how you do it, but you keep me listening. So thanks for that. But my question's about Alex Anzalone. We all know how he was held out for this contract. He wound up getting $250,000 extra and probably not what he wanted, but then he got all these incentives. And I'm just curious, the way he's been playing, like last week, he had that interception. And I think you said he was in the top 5 in the PFF grades last week. How much more money is he making with these incentives? Like, did he get $100,000 for that interception last week? How does that work? And how much more money do you think he can wind up making if he keeps playing at this level? So that's my question. Love to hear it. Thanks for all the great work. Catch you later. Bye.
All right, Todd, thank you very much. We love Clarkston. Todd checking in right here as our everyday listener. All right, so the Anzalone incentives are not performance-based. They are playing time incentives. So what happened was the Lions added $250,000 in salary for the season. So he was going to be making a base this year of $6 million. So now he's up to $6.25 million. The adjustments that they made were an additional $750,000 in playing time incentives. So basically, snaps, how many times he's out there, games played, and that's basically it. So they gave him an opportunity. Look, they didn't have to do anything with this contract if they didn't want to. He signed a 3-year, $18 million deal. Here was the base. Here's how it went. He wanted a new deal. And look, Alex is a captain. Alex got a game ball the other day. He is playing on a 1-year deal basically right now. If you ever saw the movie Moneyball, Art Howe, remember, was the manager for the A's. And he's like, I can't play on a 1-year deal. Anzalone kind of said the same type of thing. He did not want to play on a 1-year deal. There was the I'm injured / hold in / hold out situation and during training camp. But once, preseason started, Alex is all about playing football. and he didn't want to let his teammates down. He wants to win a Super Bowl here. So the Lions threw him a bone and gave him this extra $1 million of incentives. The bonus is at $250, and then the incentives at $750. But they're all playing time incentives. So as long as he's healthy, as long as he's on the field, he's going to earn those incentives, Todd. So it doesn't have anything to do with how many interceptions he has or performance based. It is just incentives based on playing time. And we have not heard one thing. And this is a testament and a credit to the Lions and to Alex Anzalone, the Gaines media poster boy. There's been no talk about his contract. There's been no talk about distractions or if he's unhappy playing on the one-year deal or if he feels like he's underpaid. Of course he feels like he's underpaid. A guy like Fred Warner and Zach Bond, these guys are making 18, 19, 20 million a year. They're really good off-ball linebackers. Alex Anzalone is pretty good, really good, only making 6, but he hasn't said a word about it. This is a business for him this season to win and help the team win. And if he plays well, and the team does well, I think at the end of the year, hopefully two sides sit down and go, hey, let's pay you again. Let's give you another contract and make it fair and make it something that is reasonable for both sides. I think he wants to be here and he loves playing here. And to his credit, you would never have known watching him Sunday flying around the field in Cincinnati that he had any kind of angst about his contract at all. He's been absolutely tremendous. So a testament and a credit to him for all that he's done. All right, tomorrow we'll dig and dive into the Chiefs with Chris Clark, host of Locked On Chiefs on the Thursday crossover. Thanks, everyone, for making us your first listen. Thanks for checking us out wherever you get your podcast. Thank you to all of our everydayers that are out there that watch and listen to the podcast. This has been a Locked On Lions installment on a Wednesday here in the Motor City. We're back again tomorrow.